Okay, guys, today is currently 7 a.m., January, I don't even know, 19th, and it's a Monday morning. And I want to talk to you guys about the three things that you are going to need in 2026 if you actually want to be successful, if you actually want to make a life for yourself, whether it's in real estate, whether it's in any other sort of sales role, whether you run your own business, whatever your version of success looks like. I guarantee you're gonna have to have these three things to actually feel successful and actually reach your goals. Just a forewarning, I'm in the work lounge, the 20th floor of my girl's apartment complex, and they're playing this like background music. Listen. And I've clicked every tablet on the walls in here to turn it off, and it won't turn off. So I don't know what's going on. But I'm gonna talk loud enough so that I can kind of just breeze over that, and you won't have to actually hear that. But nonetheless, let me get to the point of the video. The number one thing you're going to need in 2026 to actually reach success in whatever it is you say you want is God. Is God. I am saying that not as a person that has been religious my whole life. I'm saying that as somebody who has seen the proof of it. And let me explain this not even in religious terms, not even in emotional terms. I will explain it logically because that's how most brains work. Logically, right? 2025, if you haven't noticed, our government is corrupt. If you're in Gen Z, you're probably cooked when it comes to owning a house or having a family, unless you work hard and listen to this video. And number three, there's just so much that's been proven about society in today's world that isn't hopeful. There's no hope for anything else. You can't put your hope in anything. You can't put it in the government. You can't put it in your future, per se. You can't put it on your parents. You can't put it anywhere. So logically today, if you look at history, God and Jesus Christ saving your soul is your last hope. Genuinely, that is your last hope. Everything else is cooked. Like everything else is not possible anymore. God and Jesus is the only way. Of course, it has been the only way, but it is genuinely, logically, your last hope. And I'm living proof of it. If you can finally submit to Him and surrender your life and understand you're going to struggle every day and serve Him every day, He will reward you with success. He will reward you with dedication, with a work ethic, with discipline. He will reward you with an unbreakable mindset. He will reward you with a girl that actually supports your dreams. He will reward you with opportunities to make more money than you could have ever thought you could have made in your life. God gives you the opportunity, gives you the wisdom, gives you the willpower to actually reach that success and actually go through on that vision. God gave you that vision that you're thinking of right now. Are you talking about Tommy's talking about success? He gave you the vision that you're thinking of right now. God gave you all that. Put your faith in Him and you'll be successful in 2026. I promise you that. Come back to this on Christmas Day of 2026. Tell me where you're at spiritually. Tell me where you're at financially. I bet if both of them are in the right spot, you're going to be like, dang, you were right. Moving on. Number two, stop giving a single fuck about what other people think. Straight up. Like straight up. Listen, people are going to judge you no matter what you do. Look, one of my goals this year is I want to get an STO Lamborghini, right? I want it to be all black. That car is $400,000. There's gonna be someone when I post that picture that's gonna be like, "Oh, well, that's sick, but like, I would have got it in green." Like, someone is always gonna have something to say. Oh, you're a millionaire? Well, you probably scammed your way to get there, right? There's always gonna be somebody that has something to say. So genuinely don't give a shit what anyone else has to say. Look, you came into this world alone. Doesn't matter if you get married, doesn't matter how big your family is, you're gonna come into this world alone and you're gonna die alone with your thoughts, with your body, with your soul. So don't live a life based on everyone else's terms, everyone else's judgment, everyone else's ego. Especially today with social media, bro, people are going to find a way to pick you apart every which way. And it's very important that you listen to yourself and you know who you are. That way you can chase whatever it is you want. Look at your parents. Look at people that are older than you that you quote unquote don't want to be. Do you know why you don't want to be them? Because they've lived a life based on what society tells them they should do and what other people should do out of fear of judgment, out of fear of ego. And that's why they're in the position they are now. And that's why you sit there and you're like, I mean, I'm 20 years old and like, I don't want to be my parents. I don't want to be them. And it's like, bro, you don't realize it, but you're gonna be them unless you stop giving a fuck what other people think, genuinely. Because like I said in the beginning of this segment, everyone's gonna have something to say no matter what you do. No matter what you do, no matter how successful you are, there's always gonna be a naysayer. And if you let that control your brain and your life, then you will end up exactly where you don't want to be. Stop giving a fuck what other people think. Do whatever it is you want to do. Start whatever business you want to do. Post whatever you want on social media. Go into any industry you want. Go to college. Don't go to college. Don't listen to anybody, bro. You are bound to nothing. I used to say this all the time when I was like 18 to people. You don't owe anybody anything. You don't owe anybody respect. You don't owe anybody your time. You don't owe anybody an explanation. People are always going to judge and they're going to say, well, why'd you do this? Genuinely, I don't owe you shit. I don't owe you an explanation about my life. What, I'm going to sit here and explain why I did something for myself with my future, with my life to you? It doesn't affect you. Why do you care? It doesn't matter. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you want to do. If you want to go be a dumpster, if you want to be a garbage man, go ahead. Awesome. If you want to go be a doctor, go ahead. I don't care. It's not going to affect me. It's not going to affect my family. It's not going to affect my relationship. It's not going to affect my future. I don't care. Stop caring what other people think about you. And you'll be successful at the end of this year. Watch. Last and probably the most important part, I wouldn't say most important, God is the most important, that's why I started with that. But last part is have an able plan and relentless dedication. Or scratch that. Sorry, my brain's running too fast. Have an able plan and relentless delusion. Let me explain. When I'm talking about an able plan, a lot of people, and I used to be like that, will be like, they'll write out their goals, they'll write out their vision, they'll write out, what they're going to do this year. And it's like, it's unrealistic. Let's be honest. It's like, oh, at the end of this year, I'm going to make $1 million. I don't think you actually know how hard that is. At the end of this year, I'm going to make, $400,000 a month. I don't think you understand how difficult that really is. So have a plan that you're not going to burn out on. That's what I mean by having an able plan. Have a plan that you can actually make steps forward every single day, push the needle forward every single day to where you don't fall into a bad mindset and just completely scrap the whole vision, scrap the whole plan, and just go back to the drawing board. Have an able plan that's step by step with written out, a realistic goal of where you can be at a certain time frame, and then just take those steps every day. If you have an able plan, it makes it a lot more simple for your brain to actually do these tasks and do these actions every single day. Because when you have this broad, wide ass vision and you have this huge plan and these huge aspirations, you may look cool for 5 minutes, but then when your brain starts to do it every day, you're like, this is hard, bro. And that's why people give up, and that's why people lose hope, and that's why people lose that vision. Have an able plan, make it realistic, break it down to your brain, your functionability to actually do those actions every day, and it'll be easier for you to actually reach those goals. And then a relentless delusion. Delusion. You have to be delusional, bro. I remember when I was 21 and I bought my C8 Corvette, which whatever. But I used to tell my granddad, my dad, and all my friends all the time. I worked at a car dealership when I was 18 and 19, and I used to tell, I worked in Commerce, Georgia. None of the salesmen made any bread. And I used to tell all of them yo, I'm going to get a Corvette soon. And they would dead ass be like, no, you're not, bro. You're never going to have that car in your life. And a year and a half later, I drove the fuck off with that bitch from the dealership. I was delusional and I did it. My friends, everybody was like, come on, bro. How are you going to actually do that? I don't know how, but I'm delusional about it and I'm going to make it happen. I mean, I'm psycho about it. I just said in the beginning of this video, I'm going to buy a $400,000 Lamborghini this year. Do I know how to do that right now? Kind of, but I'm crazy. Like, I'm psycho. I know I'm gonna get it done. I know it's gonna happen to me. I just believe it. I'm delusional about it. People always be like, oh, how do you like work hard every day and like know you're gonna, you're not worried, like, you're gonna be successful. You go to Miami, you blow money, you do this, you do that. That's what my dad always says. And I'm like, bro, I'm delusional about that shit. I just think it's gonna work out. There's no other way for me. Like, I know it's gonna work out. If you have an able plan and a ton of delusion, don't care what other people think, and put your trust in God, it is inevitable that you will be successful in this lifetime. And even in this year, you will go forward. Put your faith in God. Stop caring what anybody else thinks about your life and what you're doing. Have an able plan and relentless delusion, and you will be successful in 2026. I promise you. Come back to this video on Christmas Day, like I said, and go to the comments, say, thank you, Tommy. You were right. I was wrong. I'm successful. My life's so much better from watching this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one.